Hey all, Hipper here. So we finally got access to the French legendary cruiser, the Colbert. And of course, in this video I will be playing the ship. I will actually be playing my first battle ever in the ship. I just finished playing it and the ship came out about 30 minutes ago. So it cannot get fresher than that. First, I just want to go through this Winter Adventures pack here with you guys because it's actually a pretty good deal. It's available in the store and it only costs 2 million silver, 2,022,000 for some odd reason. Like, what? Why is that? That's weird. Anyway, so you don't actually have to pay real money for this stuff. And of course you don't get it immediately. You have to actually earn it by playing a few missions, and you have 2 weeks to do that, 14 days. So that means by the next update you should have done this. The missions themselves aren't terribly interesting. Actually, it's more like just play ships, really. Like it's like in 2 battles make it to the top 3, and that's about it. You just do that a lot of times, basically. Each time you do it, and you can do it in standard or AI, it looks like, and it has to be tier 4 to legendary, it looks like. So it's pretty simple, and in the end you get 2 insignia and 30 promotion orders plus a super center container, so it's definitely worth it. Just a heads up here. Alright, but let's get into the meat of it here. And if you go into the special section and then into rent a legendary, you will find a few new ones in here, including the new French cruiser Colbert. And although I'm excited about this ship here, I don't know if it's going to be something I'll play a lot. At this point here, I wasn't really sure because it doesn't have torpedoes, it doesn't have radar, so the utility is pretty low. But of course, it does have other upsides, as I found out as I was actually playing the ship. So after paying the amazing amount of 2 million silver for the privilege to try the ship, I'm just going to go through the stats here for a second, and it's all quite good actually. 3.5 second reload, that's down at well, the very low end of the scale. 9.2 rudder, meaning that we can probably get a rudder at around 2 seconds in this thing with a full rudder build. And I think an agile build is probably the way to go, because really what else are you going to do in this ship here? So it has a really floaty shell, so there's really no point going with aiming systems. So I kind of decided I'll just boost the AA on this ship here. And also the main battery mod 2 doesn't really make sense because the guns already turn really fast. You don't need them to turn any faster. Steering gears, of course, we're going to go with an agile build on it here, and steering gears again. And in the last slot I'm going to put the improved reload, because yeah, more range is just going to get too inaccurate, just like the Atlanta. So I think better reload is just better overall. So that's how I set the ship up for this battle here. So 2 sonars, pretty much standard sonar here, same detection as usual. Engine boost 20%, that's a lot, that's great. Something quite amazing about this ship is that you get 3 heals as standard. That's before an agile build where of course you'll get another heal that makes it 4. I'm thinking that's a little bit excessive, but I guess we'll see when the ship is actually released. And I'm thinking of switching the sonar for the AA module as well. I'm not sure yet because I need to play the ship more. But the 3 heals as standard, that really took me by surprise. That's going to make this ship pretty tough. And especially, I haven't shown you yet, because first I'm just going to pop the commander on here, but we'll look at the armor after. So I'm going to go with Roux. We're going to do a full agile build on the ship here to see, well, how low we can go, pretty much. And like I said, let's have a look here. 2 second rudder, yes, perfect, 37 knots. That's before speed boost, of course, so you'll be able to push 40 something knots with the speed boost on. So yeah, definitely an agile cruiser here. 2 second rudder at legendary, that's really good. That's faster than any other cruiser at the tier. And look at this armor here, that's 32 millimeters on the bow. That is pretty good. That means that I don't think any ships can overmatch this bow. Not even Yamato. I think it could, Yami can overmatch 30mm. I don't know if it can overmatch 32. Oh, I'll have to do the calculation with 14 point whatever it is. But I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But have a look here at the stern. There's this weird little, looks like it's a 20mm plate here or something like that. So you can actually citadel this ship here up the behind, pretty much. If you're lucky, that is. And I think you need to be pretty close. But just something to keep in mind. And look at the top of the citadel, it's blue. So yeah, it is a squishy one if you actually manage to penetrate somehow. Okay, let's take the ship out. And like I said in the beginning, this is my first battle in the ship in standard. I haven't even taken it out in AI before. I go straight into a legendary battle. And first thing I noticed is that it's really slow to get started. That's something you have to keep in mind. So probably in the future I'm going to pop the speed boost on immediately when I take off to get a little bit of extra acceleration there. So I notice I have 3 sonars, 3 speed boost, and a whopping 4 heals. That is, again, I'll say a bit excessive, I think. And then for some reason, someone brought a Nagato into a legendary battle here. It must be a failed division or something, but yeah, he's gonna have a very fun time at this tier here. So anyway, we're going to focus on this Montana here instead, because the Nagato is fleeing, which I would do in his place as well. Well, the reload is fast, and the shells are nowhere near as floaty as I thought they would be. They're actually quite good. I'm not hating the ballistics like I do in Atlanta, for example. It's decent. It's somewhere between Atlanta and Hipper, something like that. It's quite good. It's quite good. It's not bad at all. And like I said, I'm quite pleasantly surprised about this. So here I'm just trying to wiggle the ship around a little bit and get a feel for the turning radius and the rudder. And it is agile. It's not like super agile. And yeah, I'm just gonna test out the armor, see if we can survive this. And didn't even get a scratch there. That was a whole Montana salvo. And yeah, I don't think I lost any hit points at all from that. And you can see how fast this thing can burn down battleships. It's very good at that. And it's not like Minotaur, where the battleships can just look at you and totally erase you from the map with one salvo. You saw what happened before. This Montana here didn't even scratch me at all, while I am steadily bringing him to the bottom of the ocean here. This ship here is going to be a real headache for battleship players. Because at least Minotaur, you have a fighting chance. Colbert with 32mm armor, if this thing bow tanks you, there's not much you can do. Other than rush it, I guess, if you're the last 2 ships left. Because Colbert doesn't have torpedoes. And that's a major problem with this ship, I think. Of course, if it had torpedoes, it would be like way overpowered, because all you had to do was just rush someone with your speed boost and your 32mm bow and just get in torpedo range, and you would be able to like totally wipe any ship off the map. So I'm not surprised, but I would have preferred like just 30mm armor perhaps, and then a few torpedoes, but that's okay. I mean, ships have to be a little bit different. So I see that Bismarck also didn't hurt me at all, and if you listen carefully, you can hear a lot of battleship bounces there, and well, I have to admit that is quite entertaining. But like I said before, this ship is going to be a headache for battleship players, probably like no other ship in the game, simply because unless it's broadside, you're gonna have a hard time taking this ship out, and it's very agile. It's very hard to hit. So of course I need to have a few more battles in this ship here, but so far it looks very strong against battleships, that is. Against other cruisers, I don't know, I've only played 1 battle, and I wasn't too impressed, because I get up against the mines later on. But if you catch other ships broadside, or the cruisers broadside, obviously. You will take them apart in a few seconds, and the same with destroyers. They don't last very long. And yeah, it's fun. I don't know if I prefer it over Minotaur though, because I kind of like that AP on Minotaur, and I like the radar, and I like the torpedoes. Minotaur just has a lot more utility, except unless you play it with smoke, of course. While Colbert is more of a simple ship. I mean, it is a point and shoot HE and try not to get sunk, that's it. And of course, yeah, that's nice. I'm sure I would like to play some like just simple battles, you know, where you just burn battleships. And do I think it's a real annoying HE spammer? It's not as bad as the others, I think, because it doesn't have torpedoes. So you have a fighting chance, I think. And although it's much tougher than Minotaur, I still think that it's a balanced ship. Perhaps except for the heals. I don't think it needs 4 heals. I don't even notice if I use all my heals in this battle here, but I think that's perhaps a little bit much. But anyone can play this ship. It costs you 2 million silver to rent it for 2 weeks, and you can take it into as many legendary battles as you wish. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to do that, and also do that with all the other legendary ships. And I'd say this is probably a pretty good beginner cruiser, if you can call it that, at legendary tier. Simply because it is so strong, so you don't really get punished for making a mistake, for example, like you do in Minotaur. If you make a mistake in Minotaur, you will get erased from the map immediately. In Colbert, like you saw before, I could take 2 full battleship salvos, one from a Montana and one from a Bismarck, without blinking, without any problem whatsoever. So obviously, you can call this a little bit unfair or overpowered or whatever you want to call it. But I think it's fair enough, because the ship doesn't have torpedoes, and it doesn't have radar, and doesn't have anything that can really help out your team in other ways than doing damage. And really, any ship can do damage. So I don't know how popular this thing here is going to be. Probably solo players are going to like it, because you can rack up damage, and you can, if damage is what you're going for. But in a division, I don't know how useful this ship here will be, simply because it lacks utility. It really does. But again, I like it. I think it's a fun ship. Just look at how fast it is. It's like 40 something knots, and I think I have a 3-second reload on this thing here, and the ballistics are quite good, like I said in the beginning. They're not bad. So yeah, it is an enjoyable ship, no doubt about it. And it's probably more enjoyable for the majority of players than a ship like Minotaur. Like I said before, it is a little bit more forgiving. Well, not a little bit more, it is a lot more forgiving. Actually, extremely forgiving. And you can make some horrible mistakes in the ship here and still get away with it, simply because of that 32mm armor. And of course, Wargaming tells us that the ship may change when they bring it out for the final purchase in the bureau, or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know what they could change. I mean, they're probably not going to change the armor, but they could probably steal a heal from the ship here. I don't think that would hurt it much. I think 3 heals would be plenty, or 2 as standard, I guess. Like right now here, I'm wishing the ship had torpedoes, but again, I do like my torpedo cruisers, but I do like this cruiser also, actually. It's probably, well, this is one battle in, and I shouldn't really say too much. I might regret it later on, but I kind of enjoyed this battle here. It wasn't difficult in any way, and it wasn't really that challenging either. So here I get to check out the AP, because I get this other rental Colbert here at the broadside, and I just gotta figure out where the sweet spot is, and he turns around before I can actually figure that out. So I'm just gonna focus the mines here for a while, and I'm just gonna wait for this guy to turn around, because it is a rental ship, and sometimes rental players, they come from lower tiers, and I'm guessing this guy does because he turns broadside. And I have a pretty good idea of where to hit it now, so just got 4 citadels there, and he is obviously out of the game. And just gonna go in here and hide, because there could be torpedoes coming. And I do the same as I do in Minotaur with this ship here, where you can sit in a position like this and still get your rear guns on the target without being able to get shot at by the enemy. Unfair? Yeah. But I mean, in love and war, everything is allowed, right? So what build would I recommend on this ship? I don't know yet, to be honest, because I've only played one battle and I had an agile build on it, and I liked the agile build on the ship. I think it suits it really well, so that's what I'm going to go with for the future. I guess you could do like a range build, like a full HE range build, something like that, but yeah, I don't know. That forces you to kind of sit in the back and burn things, and yeah, sure, if you like that. I am definitely going to stick with Rue on this ship here and keep it agile, because it is a fast ship by nature, and it is an agile ship by nature. And here we get a Mogami, and we get to test out the AP yet again. And I tell you what, at this distance here, this ship here is nasty. It's very much like Minotaur. You're just going to absolutely eat your way through those cruisers very, very, very quickly. And I bet that guy is well, I bet he regrets coming out broadside like that. So I'm just gonna pop the speed boost on so I can get out of the way of the torpedoes. And then we have 2 cruisers left, a Mines and a Minotaur. And I'm not really that interested in going up against the Mines. I would rather get the Minotaur, and seeing as we are ahead on points, I'm just going to stall here for a little bit, because I want the smoke to disappear so I can get a shot in at the Minotaur, because I don't want to take on these 2 cruisers by myself. As you can see on the map, no one else really wants to push, and that's okay, I guess. We have 2 caps and we're going to win this battle here, but I mean, I'm doing a video on this ship and I need something more to happen. To be honest, I cannot just sit here for the last few minutes, well, the last minute. So I'm kind of just waiting for the smoke to dissipate, and then I'm going to hope that someone else gets in and personal with that Mines there, so he stays out of my way. Because if I can get that Minotaur there, I could probably hit 200,000 damage here, which is pretty good. First battle in this ship here. Well, it is regardless, because we got 3 kills, 2 cap assists, high caliber, and some other things. So I mean, 12 citadels, by the way. So just waiting for the Minotaur to fire the very reliable torpedoes. I knew they were coming, so 1, just waiting for those to pass, just waiting for the second set, and then 2, just waiting for the smoke to go away. And there's the second set. And there's not much time left, so I decide, okay, I'm going to do something now, because this is a certain win. The others aren't going to do anything. They look like they're just going to sit and do nothing. So the Mine surprises me a little bit here, but I'm already in my move, so I can't really do anything. So he catches me broadside, and that's pretty much the end of this battle here. But of course, it also means the death for the Mines. So this video is already getting a bit long, so I'll just speed up the last few minutes of the battle here, where the Mines get sunk and the Minotaur just runs away, I guess. And yes, that's it. The battle has ended. And like I said, this is my first battle in the ship, I swear. And pretty good. 3000 XP, high caliber, 3 kills, and lots of citadels and lots of stuff. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.